Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Today we will continue with the last part of the Bahya Sutta. I think we finished the prose part. We have to finish the verse. I think we did the verse in a roughly, but not in detail. So today we'll try to finish the verse and how to understand it together with the commentary. For that, I'll go to the vocabulary. I think everyone has that vocabulary part which I shared. In the vocabulary, I have given how to understand the Gatha. So how to understand the Gatha means, Gathas, like verses, are quite difficult in Pāli because they don't have their word order is very difficult to guess sometimes. So therefore, Gathas are considered a bit challenging to translate. And also composing the Gathas is more challenging. I think I have seen you are studying the Gathas with Sayadaw Isariya, right? So it is more challenging than understanding a Gatha. So we'll move to the vocabulary. I hope everyone can hear me.
Yes, Bhante.
Okay, right. Because today the Wi-Fi connection is a little bit good. So we'll go to the Gatha. I'm not referring to the sutta, I'm going to the vocabulary part because in the vocabulary I have explained the Gatha in detail. Yatta apocha patavi tejo vayu nagadati natatta chandima bhati tamo tattana vijjati yadacha attana vedi muni monena brahmano atarupa arupacha sukha dukkha pamucchati. A person well versed in Pāli will be able to understand the meaning while just reciting the Gatha. That is because when you get familiar with the Gathas and the word orders, you don't focus on the word order. You just focus on the nouns and their case endings and try to get the meaning. So when you are familiar with Pāli, when you have read a lot of Pāli books, Pāli literature and Gathas, you will be able to understand the meaning directly when the find difficulties in finding out how to get the meaning. So that's why in the below I have given how to understand the Gatha. Should be long, how to understand the Gatha. So here the word order has changed a little bit. Yatta apo cha patavi tejo cha vayo cha nagadati. So here I have put some additional ch to make it enough. One cha is enough. But normally if you write it in the prose, like a paragraph, we normally keep if you are using one cha, there is a word order. You cannot just, word order means there is a certain understanding about the writers. They put the cha after the last word, like apo, patavi, tejo, vayo, cha, nagadati. You can put it at the end. For clear understanding, I have put all in the in between all the words. So yatta, so this is a relative clause. Yatta, patavi, apo, cha, tejo, cha, vayo, nagadati. Tattha sukhana jotanti. So this is the demonstrative part. This is the demonstrative part. And this relative clause is connected to other parts also. Tatta adichona pakasati, tatta chandimana bhati, tatta tamona vijjati. So all these are demonstrative clauses, they are connected with this relative clause. This relative clause says yatta is where. I think you have that vocabulary I have given below. Yatta is where. Where apo is water or cohesion, patavi earth or hardness, tejo fire or heat, vayo air or the pushing nature. Whatever method we use, whether we use it Suttanta way or Abhidharma way. So these four elements, four great elements. Yatta na gadati. Gadati means doesn't, you can see in the vocabulary, to have a firm footing, to stand fast, to be on firm ground. They don't have an opportunity to remain there. They don't get a firm footing on this place. Yatta means where. Where Patavi Apo Tejo Vayu does not exist, in simple terms. Does not exist, does not stand, is not found, right? So here we also find the gadati. Gadati is a present singular verb. But normally we know if there are many nouns added with cha, the verb should be written in plural. So gadanti should be the normal usage. But in some cases we find this, instead of gadanti, we find it at gadati. This is rare usage in Pāli, and in some when you study advanced Pāli, they teach this as a grammatical rule, something singular form. Plural verb is kept in singular form, and we find this in the Vinaya Kammas also. And then there, yatta and tatta, where four great element doesn't exist, tatta, they are sukhana jotanti. The commentary says sukha is stars, jotanti is plural because sukha is a plural now. Plural. Sukha normally refers to something white. Sukha is something white. Here it refers to the stars. I haven't given it. I have missed it in the vocabulary actually. Yeah. Here the word refers to the white color stars. Sukha refers to the white color stars. Arrange it in. After alphabetical order. So then Sukha stars, they don't shine. Tatta adicho na pakasati. Pakasati is also a way of saying shining. It doesn't shine. Aditya means the singular noun. Na pakasati. Tatta chandimana bhati. Because this tatta can be found in the Gatha. So that's why I didn't put it in brackets. With the Adicho, there is no tatta. That tatta we have to add. So sometimes in Gathas, you have to add words. How do we add the words? These are very clear because you can understand it with the usage. Vijjati. Tamo tattana vijjati brackets. So tamo means the darkness. Tattana vijjati doesn't exist there. Doesn't exist there. So we'll first go to the commentary of this part before we go into the second Gatha. So here I have colored in bold letters, made it bold letters, the parts in the sutta and then its commentary for the easiness. Normally, not always. Yes.
Yes. Could you please make the letter bigger? Hello?
Is it now okay?
It's small, Bhante. It's small.
Is it now?
Yeah.
Still small, right?
Yeah. Now okay, Bhante. Thank you very much.
Is it okay now? Okay. Sorry. I hope everyone can see it. Tatta. So make it increase. So just give one. Increase the font number, font size. Is it visible now? Clear? I hope everyone can see. So now we can see a word in a sutta. Normally when it's in the commentary, always, sometimes, most of the cases we add T. So this one is Yatha iti. What Yatha means is, so iti says it is explaining about this word. So this iti shows that we are giving an explanation on this term. Yathati, so what happens, E is dropped and so E is dropped and A has turned into long A. So it become Yatha. Become Yatha. This one is true. Hello.
Yes, Bhante. Yes.
Was there a sudden connection lost?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Where did you hear me for the last time?
You just mentioned ET here.
Okay. So here, iti shows that we are explaining this word. We are giving explanation. What does yatta means? So iti is normally, it's not always, most of the cases, we put a iti after the word that we want to explain. Yatta means, Yasmin nibbane apocha na gadati, patavicha tejocha vayocha na gadati, na patittati. So this is the explanation. So, yatta means so the commentary wants to emphasize where is that? It's Nibbana. So Yasmin Nibbana is the explanation. Yasmin is the explanation of Yatta. Yatta is the, then Apocha Nagadati. So what the is doing, they are meaning how connected. Each of these words, Patavi, Tejo, Vayu, are connected with Gadati separately. Apo Nagadati, Nagadati, Tejo, Nagadati.
Sorry, Bhante.
Patavi, Tejo, Vayo, they are separately connected to the verb. So that's the explanation given in the Vinaya literature. So sometimes we keep the verb, there are few participants. Even though there are few participants, we keep the word in singular form. So this is how normally the Vinaya might be recited. If I give an example, the Vinaya Kamma is recited as Nagocha. Nagocha. This is how we recite the Vinaya Kamma. Yachati. So the subcommentary asking for the Upasampada separately. Like, so this Yachati is Naga Upasampadang Yachati, the second Naga Upasampadang, third Naga Upasampadang Yachati. So likewise, Naga is just a name. It's not the elephant or the serpent. So they are separately connected. So in the meaning they give is Nago Upasampadang yachati. Then again, nago upasampadang yachati. And again, nago upasampadang yachati. So this is their explanation, the commentators. So that's why in the commentary you can see in this place also they have given the explanation like this: apocha nagadati. And this shows that Patavi also should be connected separately with Gadati. So this is the demonstration. They demonstrate here. Demonstration means they shows how what is this rule. Apo nagada, Patavi cha nagadati, Tejo cha nagadati, Vayo cha nagadati. We have to add it in the same manner. So they are connected to the word in separately. So what is meant by na patitati? Na gadati is na patitati. So here, when they want to say yattha, yatthati, for the yattha they explain with ti, but for gadati they don't use iti. Don't use iti. They don't use the iti. Just use another verb. So this is the explanation, way of commentary. So you have to get used to this by reading. You have to have that understanding. So this, when a word in a commentary, when a word is followed by another word, a similar verb, like a noun is followed by a synonym, or a verb is followed by a synonym, this means the explanation of the previous word. I'll repeat again. If a word is followed by a synonym, mostly they gave the explanation of the previous word. So here nagadati, napatittati means they don't stand, they don't have a firm footing there. They are in nibbana, right? So then the commentators say,
hi, Bhante.
gives an additional explanation. Yes.
I'm sorry, just because earlier your connection was not very good, so I didn't hear it very clearly. So so you explained that the yattha is explained as yasmin, and then does that mean that,
Yes.
and then he's going in, and then he continued to explain what yasmin is by saying that it is nibbana?
Yes.
So yasmin is nibbana
So
in
it's
this
like,
case. That's what he's saying.
yeah.
Okay.
In nibbana.
Yeah. So it
Nibbani.
doesn't mean that, it doesn't mean that there are many nibbanas. I just refer to one nibbana. Here it just means that yasmin is nibbana.
Yes, exactly. Yasmin
Okay.
refers to in nibbana. Yeah, that's what he refers.
Okay.
So yatta is explained by a word synonym with yasmin. What is that yasmin is explained by this word nibbani.
Yeah. Okay.
So then apo is separately connected with gadati. Patavi, tejo, vayo also should be connected with gadati. Na gadati is explained again by na patittati. Then what happens? The commentator is giving an additional explanation on this. Kasma is giving why. Because Patavi, apo, tejo, vayo doesn't stand in nibbana, doesn't get a firm footing. And he's explaining why is that. This is not something explained in the Gatha. You can see it's just Gatha says, Yattana Patavi, apo, tejo, vayo nagadati, na tatta sukha jotanti. He's explaining it in that plays again. So, but here he's explaining why is that. Why is nibbana? Why there is no rupa, four great elements in nibbana? Nibbanasa asankata bhavatha. So it's explaining the reason. So because of. So when you want to say because of, a usage in commentary is normally we add the utta. Utta is the bhava suffix. Bhava suffix. It shows the nature. But if you are going to translate it directly, according grammatically, it seems very odd in English. So our teachers, I don't know, always suggests that you don't need to translate this abstract meaning when you are ending are is the ablative case. Ablative case gives the reason or because of, you can say. So because asankata bhava means asankata bhava. Asankata means unconditioned. Asankata sabhava. So asankata sabhava means the nature, right? Asankata sabhavata, because it had unconditioned nature, due to its unconditioned nature. So asankata means unconditioned. Sabhava means unconditioned nature. Unconditioned nature. So this atta actually sabhavata. This atta explains the we call it the abstract nature. If we go, sorry, plus r. This is ablative r. This abstract nature, when we say, I'll just take a new paragraph on this. Abstract nature, if you take the Manusa is a human. But when you add this to the Manusa, when you add Uttha, what happens? Manusa is a human. We have Manusatta. Manusatta means the nature of a human. Nature of an human, Manusatta. So when we say why, for example, he could, because he's a human, right? Because he's a human, or he can meditate well because he's a human, or he can walk straight because he's a human. So in such a case, when we want to say so chittang bhaveti, I'm just giving an example. Why does he practice? Why could he practice meditation, not like an animal? Tassa manusatta, right? Tassa manusatta. We normally give tassa manusatta because of his human nature. Because of his human nature. So we don't need to translate it as it is. We can also say because he is a human. This is how the Pāḷi teachers, when we translate it in English, they say no need to worry about this abstract nature. Then we don't need to say due to its human nature. Still, it's correct if you say, but you can also end it up because he's a human. Because he's a human. So therefore, just additional information I want to give. We will find this Uttha in the commentaries many times. Uttha is very common. When they want to explain, because of that, they go to the abstract nature and try to explain. Manusa and Manusatta are different. Manusa is the human. Manusatta is the nature found in a human. So therefore, technically, they are not the same. So it should be explained because of his human nature. But instead of saying that, it may confuse the native English speaker. You can just say because he's a human. So because also here you can say because of the unconditioned, because the Nibbana is unconditioned. Due to Nibbana is unconditioned. Or you can also say due to the unconditioned nature of Nibbana. So why the Patavi Apo Tejo doesn't have a footing on Nibbana? Because it is unconditioned. Or you can also say due to its unconditioned nature. Here I want to add one Dhamma point. When we say the Sabhava is a nature. So the abstract Sabhava is nature. But this is Abhidhamma point. But when you add the ta or tha, there are few abstract suffixes. One is ta, one is tha is always feminine. One is uttana, right? One is uttana and one is ya. And also there are few suffixes introduced Nirutadipani and so forth. There are few suffixes. These are the most common. Most common are these. So sabhava is nature. When you say sabhavata, these also refer to the nature. There is no difference. So the abstract nature of a nature is the nature itself. That is very special. Otherwise, when you say always the abstract nature of a manusatta is the nature of a human, they are two different things. Manusatta is found in the human, but it is not the human being itself. Human being is a person. Nature is something found in the person. Here, but when it comes to the abstract natures, like the qualities, paramattas, and so forth. So the quality itself, like the nature, the abstract nature of the nature is also the nature. So this is just some Dhamma point. Asankata sabhavata. So even you say sabha and you add the ita suffix again, still it is the same thing. But grammatically, technically, we use the ita because that is how we use it. That is how the grammatical. So that yeah. So this is the explanation. So this is something that the commentary has added for the knowledge. Maybe there was some reason for that. So this is not found in the sutta. Sutta says there is no footing of the four great elements. The commentary wants to add something. Why is that? Because it is unconditioned. Because we know Pāṭavi, Āpo, Tejo, Vayu are all conditioned natures. They are made of conditions. They have their mutual condition, and also they have a prior condition, or they have an outside condition. Always a rupa kalapa or a group of rupas always have a condition outside their group. All the realities have a condition outside their group, like Kama Rupa have produced by Kama, Chitta Rupa is produced by the Chitta, and Utuja Rupa is produced by Tejo of another Kalapa, Aharaja Rupa is produced by a nutriment in Naditta Chetasika. These are the main 5 causes in the conditioned realities. So conditioned reality needs the condition support of something which has arisen before. The Kama has arisen before the Kamaja Rupas. Tejo Dhatu has arisen before the Utuja Rupa. Oja should be in the Titi moment, having arisen before the Aharaja Rupa. The previous Chitta has arisen before the following Chitta. But Chitta Rupas, normally the Chitta and the Chitta Rupa rise together. When the Chitta rises, Chitta Rupa rises. But the tradition maintains that Chitta Rupa is only possible when there is a Rupa generation already existing in that life. Otherwise, Chitta Rupas cannot. So Chitta Rupas have 2 supports, support of the Chitta and also the Rupa generation, which is some information about the Asankata and Sankata nature. Since Rupa is always Sankata, you don't get a footing in the bottom, right? So then that is why Asma Nibbana Asankata Bhavata. Shall I just explain this sentence first?
Hi, Bhante.
Nahi tattva sankata dhamma. Okay. Just I'll come to you, Dr. Ryan. Just this sentence. Nahi tattva sankata dhammanang lesopi sambhavat. So there is no so he's emphasizing that. He's emphasizing he's emphasizing what he has already mentioned. The commentator mentioned it is unconditioned. It is unconditioned. So then he giving it more explanation. He's saying nahi tatta, there tatta is in the nibbana, na sambhavati, cannot be found. What? Lesopi, in a trifle, it's like even the slightest thing, even trifle, even something little, or even at a something related to it, even something related to the related to what Sankata Dhammana of the conditioned realities. So there is not even the smallest, tiniest particle or thing related to Sankatas, conditions in Nibbana, right? Nibbana, because it is a unconditioned nature. So this shows why the realities doesn't find a footing in the Nibbana, and this shows that because of that contrasting nature, he's emphasizing not even the smallest reality or tiniest reality or even something related to the condition is not found in this Nibbana. So it's showing that they are fully contrast to each other, the condition and the unconditioned deities. Right. So this is what the commentators want to emphasize. Yes, Dr. And you want to ask a question?
Yes, Bhante. So I have two questions about the word sabhavata. Sabhavata. So you said the first one is here you have the sabhava plus ta. So the ta suffix is the abstract suffix. So what you're saying is that that suffix doesn't add any meaning into the sabhava. Yes, so that is the first one. And the second one is, so the word bhava is the nature, but here it is sabhava.
Right.
So sabhava, what is the suffix, the prefix sa in this case?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Hello. Can
Yes,
everyone
yes. Yeah.
Sorry, because connection dropped. Sorry. I'll give the more details after discussing with my friend and getting more information. One meaning is santassa, bhavo, sabhavo. Santa means this comes from root as, existing, plus ant. Sant. Sant is dropped. Sant. Sant means existing. The nature of the existing reality is sabhava. Nature of the existing reality. But there are different explanations on this. I'll next week or in the question and answer session, I'll give more information on this. So this sa is santa, existing nature. Then because of the previous atta suffix, actually this still has the abstract meaning. This is abstract meaning because it's not a suffix without, it is not the sakata suffix. Sakata suffix means sometimes, you know, deva and devata, right? Deva plus tha. This deva. So this deva is a deity. Sorry, devata is a deity. Sorry, deity. So this suffix has meaning. So we call it sakata. Sakata means this has no specific meaning. But here in this one we have the bhavata, because what has happened here, the sabhava is a quality. We are referring to its abstract nature, but what has ultimately happened, its abstract nature is itself. So the abstract nature of a sabhava is again the sabhava, so we end up in the same meaning. So that is why it has the same meaning. It's not because this suffix doesn't have meaning. But technically, someone can ask, in the end, it has not added anything. In that, if you come with that approach from another approach, I would say yes, it has not done anything, added anything to this quality. That is because not grammatically, it is not because the uta is saka meaning, because itself. So it's like it has become the sabhava itself. So that's why the meanings have become the same.
I see. Okay. But then somebody might ask the question that so if that's the case, then why do we need that abstract?
Yes, yeah, that's a good question. Why do we need that? Yeah, asankata nibbanasa asankata sabhava still is possible. Still it's possible, but I think grammatically, because I think grammatically, so it should be, I think we can have a different approach on this. As you asked the question, I'm seeing like asankata sabhava, we can also take it as the bahubihi samasa, asankata sabhava. So if we take it as a bahubihi samasa, what happened? Asankata sabhava refers to nibbana. Asankata sabhava refers to nibbana. So another alternative explanation on this. Can say asankata is unconditioned, right? Asankato sabhavo yasa. So asankata sabhavang nibbana. Word that different word is new to gender, so we have to keep it in. So this refers to asankata sabhava, refers to a reality which has the unconditioned nature. Asankata sabhava is not the unconditioned nature, is a reality with the unconditioned nature, together with the unconditioned nature. So it refers to nibbana. Then we can add asankata sabhavatang means the nature that has the unconditioned nature, right? In the end, what happened? It is equal to the unconditioned nature. Because if you look into the meaning, so asankata sabhavang nibbana, here asankata sabhava that has the unconditioned nature. So for the students, if someone is not very clear, please keep in mind this is called bahubihi samasa. These are two words. This asankata is unconditioned, sabhava is nature. So this newly constructed word refers to a thing that has this quality, not to this quality. This is a quality. Asankata is asankata, the unconditioned quality. So the constructed word not refers to the unconditioned quality, it refers to the thing which has the unconditioned nature, because it is connected with this word yasa. It is called bahubihi samasa. So so it refers to a reality which has the unconditioned nature. So then we add this tongue, this unconditioned, this reality, the nature, abstract nature. So what happens when you say asankata sabhavatang, the nature, this reality, abstract nature of reality, that's the unconditioned nature. So nature of that reality is again is the unconditioned nature. So it will end up in the unconditioned nature. So it's like we will end up in the same place in the end. We end up in we made a word out of a nature. saying that that reality has that nature, and then we are again saying that the nature of that reality, and it will end up in the so asankata. In the end, asankata sabhava. So if you take it in that way, I think the question will be solved, right?
Yes, it's very clear. Thank you, Bhante.
Right. Sorry. Yeah, we'll take it as a Bahubhihi Samasa. Yeah.
Sorry, may I have another question about the suffix?
Right.
So if we add another ta suffix after the sabhavata, how about the meaning? They will change or not? For example, we add the ta.
There are some cases
like a sabhavatata.
You became sabhavatata like that. Is it? So you mean you are adding another suffix like this?
Yes.
Like this. Okay. So technically it has to be, again, it should refer to the sabhava, right? Because even you, when you come to the abstract nature, this is a philosophy in Buddhism, in Theravadians, not maybe not in the Sarvastivadians. The abstract nature of a nature is the nature. You cannot go beyond that. The abstract nature of a nature is the nature itself. So that's what I wanted to emphasize here actually. The nature of the sabhava is nature. But as Dr. Ryan pointed out, it's better to take this as the Bahubhihi Samasa, that is very clear. But this one, this is another point. The nature of a sabhava is the nature. So that's I can give you some, because it will important point, like Santa. Santasya bhavo satcham. Right. So this is different, right? This I said this sa comes from Santa. Right? This, how to say, so not Santasya, this should be Santo bhava.
I think it's Sandasa.
Sorry, this should be Santo bhava. Santa, sorry, yeah. This is Santo bhava. The nature that really exists. Yeah, it should be Santo. This should be the nature. Right? Santo bhava sabhava is also possible. That is possible. But that is also possible. But normally, if you take it as a how did this sa comes? Normally, sa comes from a nominative noun, so it's Santa. So what I want to emphasize, if you add a tha or a nature, right? So Santa means the existing realities, right? Existing reality. Santa is chitta, cetasikas and all. Santa refers to a reality. It's a noun. Its nature is Satcham. So we also know, according to our Theravada Abhidhamma, Satcha is 81, Dukkha Satcha is 81 Lokiya Chittas, then 51 Cetasikas, except Lobha. Then Samudaya Satcha is Lobha. Nirodha Satcha is Nibbana. Then Magga Satcha is eightfold, 8 path factors in 4 noble paths. So what happens? According to the Abhidhamma of Theravadians, Satcha also refers to realities. Satcha also refers to realities. But its construction, if you look into the word formation, we find, if you look into the word formation, we find that Satcha is made by Santasya bhavo Satcha. The nature of Santa is called Satcha. So Santa is the existing realities that do exist. So then their nature. What is their nature? there are two natures. If you talk about existing reality, there are two abstract natures of them. One is Santasa existing nature, Banga, like it's present, it is persisting, and it is vanishing. During this time, we call reality is Pachupanna, it's existing. So one existing one quality is existing reality. So when we say existing reality, we have two Banga states. And it can be found, it is tangible to the mind. It's found in the reality. It is found in the reality. Santasa Bhavo, another explanation of Santasa Bhavo is sorry, the interruption, the thing was interrupted. Sorry. Everyone can hear me. So first one is Santasa Bhava. Santa is the existing reality. The nature of the existing reality is existing nature. Existing nature means that it has come into a state of Upadati or Banga. So another explanation, Santasa Bhava, is it being an existent. It means something. Paramata means when you focus on this is the most important part in reality, this one, because there are Atita realities, past existence, future existence, right? So they haven't come to the, they are not in the Upadati Banga states, but they also have the existent nature, like they are realities. So when this second nature is what we are discussing in Satya. So Santa is a reality. Its existing nature, it's Santa, its nature is itself, because realities are just so if we add another bhava suffix, another abstract meaning, the answer would be the same, because you cannot, when you reduce a human into his human nature, the meaning nature of the human nature is the human nature. So there will be no change of the meaning. You cannot go back to the Manusa. So to conclude with this answer, in the Niruttadipani, at the end of the Bhava Taddisa or in the Tadditas, I'll send you the link. At the end of that part, the shadow gives, sometimes you connect two Bhava Taddisa suffixes. But in the end, it gives the meaning of the, even you've connected with one suffix, or even you connect with two suffixes of the abstract meaning, the meaning will be the same. There is no difference in it.
Thank you, Bhante.
Okay. I think we discussed a lot of Dhamma points here. So Nibbanasa Asankata. So I think we'll take it as a Bahubihi Samasa. It's an unconditioned reality which has the unconditioned nature. So its nature is the unconditioned nature. Then, so the commentators is emphasizing there is no even the remnant of art. Then we find, if you go back to the Gatha, we find Sukha. We find, now we have finished this part. We have finished this part. Then we come Tatta Sukhana Jotanti. What is this sukha? Sukha means, sukha is something white. Normally, kanha sukha. Sukha can refer to the white color, and sukha can refer to something which is white. So what is things which are white? So the commentators say here sukha refers to sukhati, sukha vannataya sukhati, ladda nama, gagana taka. So he the explanation of sukha. Sukha vannataya. Sukha vanna ikavanna thaya. Because of the white color. Sukha vanna thaya. Due to being white. Sukhati ladda nama gagana tharaka. Sukha vannataya sukhati ladda nama gagana tharaka. They are called sukha because of the color. Sukha vanna, because of ladda nama means they have obtained a name. Sorry, there's a lot of problems in the connection. Gahana Taraka means in the literature, Taraka, this, sorry, Gahanakatta Taraka, sorry for that. Gahanakatta Taraka. So, Gahanakatta Taraka means the stars that we see in the sky. Right? Taraka is stars. Nakatta is night. Nakatta. Gaha is normally the planets normally, but here it refers to Taraka. I'm unable to explain this word detailing, Gaha, what is Gaha and so forth. It refers to the Taraka. Gahanakata Taraka means they are called, they are this refers to the stars. So this is how the commentary explains. Why it is called Sukha? Because they have the white color. Sukkati. Sukha vannataya sukkati laddanama. They obtain the name of Sukha because of their white color. So they are the stars. So Sukha means star. Na jotanti is explained. Na basanti doesn't shine. Aditya, the sun, also doesn't shine. So then they explains about this Aditya. What is this Aditya? What is the nature of this Aditya? Tisu Deepesu Ekasmin Khane Aloka Parana Samatto Aditya. So according to the commentary of Buddhist literature, we find there are 4 islands. So among the sun gives light to out of these 4 to 3 islands. Ekasmin in one moment. Aloka Parana Samatto. Parana means spreading. Aloka Parana spreading light in 3 islands at the same time. This Aditya, Samatto Aditya. Even Adityopi, even the sun, which is capable of spreading light in 3 islands at the one moment, abhavasena dibbanti. Abha is the light which emits from the body. Abhavasena dibbanti. So it doesn't shine. That's what it means. It doesn't shine. Even the sun doesn't also doesn't shine. So likewise, whatever, I'm not going to explain the whole commentary because it will take a lot of time. So this is the commentarial way. So they give a word, and sometimes they repeat it with another synonymous word. So then the reader is able to understand what is the meaning of this word. Especially this sukha, for instance. Sukha can refer to anything which is white. But here it refers to Gahanakatta Taraka. The stars can be. So likewise, the commentary explains word by word or sometimes a sentence. sentence this why this word was, what is the meaning of this word. Another one very important point is, now the stars doesn't shine, moon doesn't shine, sun doesn't shine, right? So then why Tamo tattana vijjanti? So you can see the Buddha also mentioned Tamo tattana vijjanti. There is no darkness. So the commentary is saying why this term was used, because there is no light, because no starlight, no light. Then, and also he's mentioning there is no darkness. So the commentator is arguing, yadi, someone can argue, tatta is there, referred to the Nibbana, we already discussed that. Chandima Suryadayo, Chandima is moon, Surya is sun, Adayo means the remaining stars. Chandima Suryadayo Natti. If there is no moon, sun or stars, Lokantaro here, Lokantaro between three world systems, in which there is no light at all. There is no light at all. Beings are suffering immensely. So if there is no sun, moon, or stars, Lokantariko via Nichandakara tang bhaveyati. So it would be fully permanently dark like the Lokantarika. Lokantara and Lokantara. So that this Nibbana, what the Buddha is explaining, is dark, entirely dark, thoroughly dark. Asankam means or doubt, sankang or a consideration about such a thing in a thought, right? Asankam. So this one could have such a doubt or such a thought. Tham bhavayati asankang sandaya Sandaya, this is how we divide this word. Sandaya aha. Sandaya means due to that, aiming that doubt, so even there is no doubt. Possible doubts or wrong misinterpretations that the Nibbana is a dark place due to the absence of light. Satihi rupa bhave tamo nama nasya. So when there is no rupa, sati here means doesn't mean mindfulness. Sati means the locative case of santa. Satihi rupa bhave. Rupa bhave sati. That's how we have. At the absence of rupa, when tamo nama nasya, there cannot be any. It's more possible any darkness. So this now in this paragraph itself, we find few approaches of the comment.
Hello, Bhante.
Yeah, sorry. So this also shows that that the word by word explanation is also there. Sukha is explained, or Jotanti is explained by, like Basanti and so forth. Sometimes they are giving a definition also, like Sukha is defined with why it is called Sukha. And also sometimes they are trying to guess or interpret why the Buddha gave this that the Nibbana is a dark place like Loka. So and also here we can see they are explaining additionally why Nibbana doesn't Rupa 4 great elements doesn't have footing on Nibbana. So likewise, commentators try to explain it more broadly with more emphasis, more elaboration based on teachings. So with the next part, Yadacha attana vedi muninena brahmonena brahmano atarupa arupacha sukha dukkha pamucchati. So the word formation is Yada Brahmano Muni. So here Brahmano then shall we close the day and go for the next day? Because I wanted to finish it actually. So it's
So Bhante, you want to finish?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. You want to finish today?
Hello.
Yes, Bhante.
Hello. I was thinking to finish actually, but if the students cannot hear, that's what I was thinking, to finish the Gatha, right?
I can hear, but I don't know other friends, they can hear or not.
Hello.
Yes, Bhante, can you hear me?
I think for the most part, it cannot be heard, Bhante. Like it's really stuttering like that.
Some word, very important word, Bhante.